Hey guys, Delta here, and I've borrowed some gameplay of Killzone Shadowfall from the PlayStation YouTube channel to bring you this video. It's something I've been asked to talk about before, and at my last live stream, a lot of people were showing interest in the series. So today I'm going to talk about my expectations for Killzone Shadowfall, the latest entry in this series, a series I'm a big fan of. I haven't made too many videos of it, but I love playing it. I have the platinums on all the games, etc., etc. So, Gamescom is just around the corner, PAX is just around the corner, and I expect at Gamescom we will see the multiplayer revealed, and I'm expecting it to be playable at PAX, in which case I will absolutely get my hands on it, and let you guys know how it is, even if it's the only thing I get to play. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about what I'm hoping for out of Killzone Shadowfall, and let's start off with the campaign, which is what you're seeing footage from right now. To start, just an all-around improved campaign. You obviously want every game to improve, but the biggest thing for me that I've seen so far, and this video is a good example of that, is less linear levels. The first footage we saw of Killzone Shadowfall did look very linear, but this level's designed that you have, I believe, 4 objectives, and you just get to take them out, take them on in whatever order you like, and then it opens up, the final objective that you have to work towards. I hope there's more levels like that in the game. Battlefield Bad Company had a similar campaign structure, and I absolutely loved it. It was something very different from the standard, blockbuster, cinematic movie, basically shooter on rails sort of thing. And if Killzone, obviously they're gonna want to have some levels like that to amp up the action and the cinematics, because you know what? Linear levels can be really freaking awesome to play. They can just be a ton of fun, but I really do enjoy the more open sandbox stuff. This kind of level, I call this linear sandbox, because you do get a mini sandbox to play around in, but you're still going from the same point A to point B. You just gotta go, whichever route you please. So if they do that, I hope there's also added replayability, because with open levels like that, you can maybe hide collectibles and stuff around that make you want to come back and keep playing, or maybe you don't go a certain way and you actually miss something. So if you go back and replay, and then you go the way you didn't go, you'll find something new. That's something I really enjoy that in games, and it could also add to the Guerrilla finally taking advantage of the fantastic lore in the Killzone universe. There really is a fantastic lore and backstory to this universe, but the games have just never taken advantage of that. The actual game's stories have all been very lackluster. The campaigns have been varying from, average to just awful, which I think Killzone 2's campaign was awful. And I really hope Shadowfall can finally take use of that lore and all the interesting stuff about the Helghast and this universe and make it come together. And a large part of that is going to be interesting characters all around. Enough of the super buff macho soldier badass like Sev, or the really obnoxious guy like Rico. Why did Rico survive all 3 games? I don't know. Just limit that. Let's get some actually interesting characters. And we don't really know much about the story so far. We know, or the characters. We know about one of the head VSA guys. We know about this really important Helghast person. Of course, we know the main character that you're playing as. And that's about it. So hopefully we'll hear some more soon. And hopefully Guerrilla Games finally takes advantage of these things that are there ripe for the picking for this series and makes it come together. Moving on to the multiplayer, just please don't be Killzone 3. Please, I really didn't like Killzone 3. I know there are people that like it, but it alienated the majority of the fans who have been with this series since day one. And I really hope for a return to the larger scale of Killzone 2, meaning 32 players, medium to large size maps, and just really the class balancing is the biggest thing for me. The badges and the abilities to mix and match badges to create a playstyle that fits you. I loved being able to use a tactician as my primary ability and be able to throw down spawn beacons, and then have the medic badge as my secondary badge and be able to throw down med packs to help my teammates out. That was just awesome. That brought so much replayability and so many different ways to tackle the gameplay, the multiplayer of Killzone 2, and I really, really want that back. Both both the abilities, the badges, and the ability to swap them. And of course, I thought the balancing in Killzone 2 was absolutely phenomenal. Like, other than the assault class, which was stupid and I don't want back, I felt that was one of the most balanced shooters I have ever played to this date. And I still enjoy playing it today. It is that good. And of course, again, since my entire theme for Shadowfall's multiplayer, I'm hoping it's nothing like Killzone 3. No vehicles, so that's jetpacks, tanks, mechs, any of that. Just none of it. None of it. Infantry only, please and thank you. That is what Killzone is. It's infantry on infantry multiplayer. We don't need the vehicles in there messing things up. They were kind of cool for the novelty of it in Killzone 3, but they weren't that effective, and they got in the way, and they were just annoying. The biggest, well, I shouldn't say the biggest, I keep saying the biggest thing, but another very, very big thing is going to be map design. I talked about how, I mentioned how I want medium to large size maps, obviously, if we're going to do 32 players, which I hope. Spawn trapping was a major issue in Killzone 2 and Killzone 3. Guerrilla showed that they might have kind of figured that out towards the end of Killzone 3 with the final map pack, because one of the maps that they brought over from Killzone 2, it was a reworked version of Radic Academy, which was absolutely notorious for being just so easy to spawn trap and being absolutely brutal if you were caught in that trap. They actually reworked the map quite a bit so that you couldn't really spawn trap it anymore. Like, I mean, you could, but it was a lot easier for the team that was trapped to break out, and you couldn't get in as close to their spawn as you could in Killzone 2. That was something I was really, I really liked, and hopefully that kind of design carries over. That part of the design carries over to Killzone Shadowfall. But other than that, I want the maps to be designed more like Killzone 2, where they were very symmetrical, and it was a very... The maps flowed really nicely, and it was very evenly balanced on both sides. Killzone 3 just had... Some maps were like that, where it was very evenly balanced, but they tended to be on the smaller side. And it just... Anytime you get asymmetrical maps, it can cause some balancing issues, especially in objective game types, in my opinion at least. So I'm really hoping that... really, the multiplayer as a whole is just a return to Killzone 2. With the style of Shadowfall, and maybe some of the more responsive controls of 3. Because that was really the best part of Killzone 3, was the controls were more responsive. And then finally, I guess the one just out there hope, which I have no idea is going to happen, is 60 frames per second. Right now the game's running at 30. I remember seeing Guerrilla saying they might be able to get it to 60 frames per second. I really hope they do. If they don't, I'll still buy it, but I really hope they do. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Those are my my expectations and my hopes for Killzone Shadowfall. I'll let you guys know how it is if I get my hands on it at PAX, and of course I will be making videos on it on the PS4 when that releases, if unless the PS4 has HDCP, in which case I don't know what I'm going to do. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.